Hey, everybody, welcome. Welcome to our Ask Away session. I'm thrilled that you're here. Come on in. And I can see so many of you are here already. This is awesome and already commenting. So come on in and say hello to me. Let me know where you're coming in from. And I'm so glad you're here because, as you know, enrollment for VA school closes tonight. And I'm so excited to get started with you next week. And this is a big day, right? Big decisions are being made, and I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled. So let's get your questions answered today. Please don't rely on other people to speak out. Don't hang back. This is your time. I want you to be courageous and get all of your questions answered. Okay, good. Now let's start with this image. Because this image says a lot, right? So over here, so let's change to how this looks right here. Okay, so check this out. So over here on the left, we've got you are here. And maybe that means you're stuck in a job you've outgrown, or you're applying for roles that don't excite you, or you're tired of wondering, is this really it? Right? Maybe you're spinning your wheels without direction. And on the right, this is where you want to be, right? This is where you want to be. That's your version of freedom, purpose, flexibility, a life that you choose and not one that you just fell into. And becoming a virtual assistant isn't just a job move, it's a life move. And VA school is where you can build the rocket ship and finally get to where you want to be with support, guidance, and a mentor in your corner every step of the way. Now, this picture was taken of me and Greg. This was on our day we closed on our house. It was January 29th, 2024. And I have to say, before this moment, the orchard, the chickens, the acreage, it was all just an idea. It was all just an idea. But at this moment, this is what it looks like when you stop drifting and when you make a decision. And back in 2010, I did not know that this life was possible. My marriage was ending, my business was crumbling, I was broke, I was overwhelmed, and I really was waking up every day without direction. And it wasn't that I was lazy or unmotivated. I just hadn't decided what I really wanted. So life was happening to me instead of for me. Anybody have that experience, where you're just kind of drifting? And what changed for me was I realized that not making a decision was a decision. I was choosing to stay stuck. And what changed was that the possibility of what I could have, I started to shape, I started to see. And the farm is a result of me not drifting anymore, right? Now, and making a decision, making a decision. And the same principle applies to your career, right? The same principle applies to your career. So today I want you to think about not where you want to be. I want you to think about, I do want you to think about, no, I want you to think about where you want to be and not where you could be. So during the Launchpad, this slide said where you could be, right? Where you could be. And I changed it. And now it says where you want to be. Working from anywhere, setting your rates, choosing your clients, doing work you actually enjoy. And that's what today's all about, the possibilities, right? New beginnings, believing in hope. And so decide where you're headed and start moving toward it. And if VA school feels like the right path, I'd love for this to be your turning point. I'd love for this to be your turning point. Now, I want to jump into some of the questions that I hear all the time when people are thinking about VA school. And I see so many of you are coming in. We've got some thumbs up going on over here. So definitely tell me who's here, right? Definitely tell me who's here. So the number one fear I hear is I don't have time to build a business. I don't have time to build a business while working full time and managing my family responsibilities. And I want you to know that VA school was specifically designed for people with constraints, right? Because everybody has life, right? Everyone has life. Most of my students are working parents, they're caregivers, they're people in demanding jobs. And you don't need to quit your job or neglect your family to start, right? Most of my students begin with just 30 to 60 minutes a few times a week. And the program adapts to your schedule, not, not the other way around. Because here's what I've learned. If you wait until you have enough time, right, you're going to be waiting forever. And so I really want you to think about that, right? And so we've got Wendy here and Crystal and Denise and Kara. I see Samantha has joined us and Mary. This is awesome. Come on in and tell me hello and let me know where you're coming in from. All right. So one objection that I hear a lot is I can't afford it, right? I can't afford it. And I want to tell you a story from my own experience as a VA. So check this out. I had this client and she's asking me for a price break. She did this big song and dance about how she couldn't afford my hourly rate. And then check this out. This is what she said. She said, let's talk about this again when I get back from my vacation. My family's going to France for 2 weeks and I just can't deal with this till I come back. And I'm thinking, okay, we can do that. But what I took away from this is that we spend our money where our priorities are, right? It's really that simple. When my daughter needed $20 for a full school field trip, I figured it out. When the car needed new tires, I figured it out. When fill in the blank, I figured it out. But here's the thing. And I want you to notice that when it comes to what's good for us and what we need, we put ourselves last, right? It's human nature to do this, And the way I think about it, it's like the oxygen mask on the airplane. If you've ever been on an airplane, the flight attendant says, put your mask on first, and then, help the person next to you. And see, the thing is that I remember hearing that as a young woman and thinking, I would never do that. I would help someone else first. Like I wouldn't want to be selfish, but that's not how it works. The reason that the flight attendant asks you to take care of yourself first is because that's how you'll survive. That's how you'll be successful. And then you can take care of your family. You can provide for them. You can pay for their education. You can take care of yourself so they won't have to. And I want you to think about that. And one of my students who signed up for VA school in March, she attended the training and she knew this was for her. She's like, I am in. And I want to tell you what she did to make it work. She canceled cable and decided not to go out to eat as much. It was worth it to her, because we're talking about $197 a month to have the business you always wanted, right? To be self-reliant, to be able to take care of yourself. So you'll need to stretch yourself, right? And think about how you can make this work if this is what you want, right? If you want to keep moving forward with me, make that change that will get you where you want to be. And here's the real thing though, I understand it can be about the money, right? But what I've discovered myself is there's usually a different question, right? So get ready for this because it's not always the most comfortable question. The question is, are you ready to become the person that you need to be in order to have the success you want? Right? I'm going to say that again. Are you ready to become the person you need to be to have the success you want? And what I mean by that is if I want to lose 10 pounds, if I want to be fit and trim, I need to be making choices from, I can't be making choices from the person who added the 10 pounds on in the first place. So it's the same thing, right? If you want to be a successful business owner, you need to start thinking like one and making decisions from that perspective. And I can show you how that's done because alone it is very difficult to do this. Now, I did the math for you. If you take the information that I gave you this week, you find a client, they give you 5 hours of work at $25 an hour, which is a very low rate, you can make $500 a month right out of the gate. And each month, the payment plan is only $197 if you choose the 12 pay option. So VA school will pay for itself with what I just taught you. And so I want you to think about that math because the question becomes, what can you do to make this happen if this is what you want? I want to show you what this looks like in real life. So meet Angela. She'd been a VA for 2 years, but she was stuck. She had 3 clients and couldn't figure out how to grow. And after joining VA school, she applied what I teach about client attraction. In 3 months, she landed 3 new clients and doubled her income. A year later, she has 11 clients and she works 25 hours a week and takes Fridays off to volunteer in her community. Angela didn't need more hustle. She needed more systems and more support. And that's exactly what VA school gave her. Now, if you've been thinking, I don't have the right skills, I'm not cut out for this, you're not alone. You're not alone. And here's the thing, you're not supposed to already know everything. That's what VA school is for, right? We start with the skills you already have, and chances are you're good at far more than you give yourself credit for. In VA school, we identify, we package, and we price those skills so your clients can see the value and happily pay you. We help you add in new skills like email inbox management, calendar scheduling, social media support, so you can become indispensable to your clients. But you don't need to be tech savvy or an expert on day one. You just need to be willing to learn, take action, and trust the process. And here's a little secret. If you're feeling like an imposter, that's actually good because it means you care. It means you're stretching beyond your comfort zone. So don't let that feeling stop you. Let it guide you forward. And you might be thinking, yeah, that sounds great, right? But I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I'm ready. I don't even know where to start. And I get that because almost every single person who joins VA school feels the same way at first. And the truth is you don't have to have it figured out before you begin. You just need to be willing to take the first step, and let me guide you through the rest. And one of the things that we have that I haven't talked about is that for the first 4 weeks, we have checklists of what to do to get your VA business started. So we talk about downloading the calendar and setting aside time on your schedule and choosing a business name. All of the different steps that you need. So we are there to guide you not only in the modules, but on top of the modules, we have these checklists, which you will see in VA school. And also you'll be getting them in an email, all right, each week. Now, this is Carrie. And she felt exactly the same way that you might if you're worried about having skills and feeling ready. She joined VA school in April of 2020. She lives in rural Iowa. She homeschooled her kids, cared for her mother-in-law, and had never worked a full-time job outside of the home. She didn't know if she was qualified to run a business, but what she did know was she was ready for something on her own. So she took a chance, she joined VA school, and she went all in. She got an accountability partner. She showed up to study hall. She followed the steps one after the other. And here's something really important. Carrie didn't overhaul her entire life overnight or magically find hours in the day. Just like most of my students, she started small, 30, 60 minutes here and there whenever she could carve time out. Those little pockets of consistent effort added up. And that's why VA school is built the way it is. Bite-sized pieces, live support, and simple action that will fit into your busy life. So if you wait until life slows down, you'll be waiting forever. And Carrie decided to begin anyway, and it changed everything. What she did have was courage. The courage to take the first step, even though she was scared and unsure. And maybe that's where you are right now. Maybe you've been listening to these stories and maybe you're thinking, that's amazing, but what if I fail? What if I fail? And what if it doesn't work for me? And if you've been feeling that way, you're not alone. You're not alone. It's one of the most common fears that I hear. And I want to talk about it because fear of failure is completely normal, but letting it stop you, that's what guarantees you're going to stay stuck where you are. So let's talk about fear of failure because it's real. Okay. Fear of failure is wanting something so badly and still having a voice in your head that says, what if I mess this up? Or what if I'm not cut out for this? And here's what I want you to know. It's completely normal. In fact, if you didn't feel a little scared, I'd be concerned because being scared means you care. It means that this matters to you. But fear doesn't stop you. Inaction does, right? And so doing nothing guarantees that 6 months from now, you'll be at least in the same place you are, if not in a worse place. And fear is just a feeling. It's just temporary. But regret lasts. And the program is not built on hype or theory. It's built on real people and real results. Women like you who were nervous, unsure, even terrified, and now they're running their own thriving VA businesses. I've helped thousands of people go from, can I really do this, to I'm fully booked. And if they can do it, you can too. So you're not a fluke, you're not broken. You don't have to have this all figured out. You just show up, ask questions, do the work, and you'll make progress. And again, you don't have to do it alone. VA School exists to walk you through it step by step, every part of this journey. You've spent hours and hours trusting other people's dreams, built, employers, companies, bosses. And the question is it time to trust your own? Is it time to trust your own? Yeah. I want to show you what it looks like when someone feels that fear and pushes through it and completely changes their life. So meet Kathy. When she came to me, she'd been trying to make this work on her own for years, and it just wasn't coming together. She felt stuck, undervalued, and honestly a little defeated. But what she decided to do completely transformed not only her business, but her confidence and her life. After years of working with the VA agency, juggling a toxic work environment, long hours, and trying to balance her life with her family, Kathy was done. In February 2024, she attended my free training and found the inspiration to do something different. She enrolled in VA school and made the powerful decision to finally invest in herself after 20 years of trying to figure it out alone. Inside the program, Kathy learned how to package her services, raise her rates, and attract clients she actually enjoys working with. She began bringing in new clients every few months and steadily increased her billable hours. And one of the biggest shifts was that her rates skyrocketed from $20 an hour to $55 an hour, and her confidence grew right along with them. And today, Kathy runs a thriving VA business and finally feels in control of her time, her income, and her future. And Kathy's proof that no longer how long you've been struggling, when you get the right support, a clear path forward, you can finally build the business and the life you've been dreaming about. Kathy was one of our panelists yesterday. If you haven't checked out the panel, we had a live panel of 4 VAs. You can find that at vabusinesshub.com. It's also on YouTube. So check that out. That is a good use of time to listen to these 4 women talk about what it's like to be a VA. And there were some very active question askers in the audience, which was amazing. And so there's lots of information there. Good. All right. Now, after hearing Kathy's story, you might be wondering, how do I know this is going to work for me? And that's a fair question. Maybe you've signed up for programs that were just a bunch of videos and no support, or maybe you've spent months piecing things together from YouTube, podcasts, and free resources, only to feel more overwhelmed and unsure than when you started. And here's why VA school is completely different and why our students get results. The first thing is we have live personalized support. This isn't a watch it, and good luck program. We meet every week for study hall, where you get coaching, clarity, and a plan to move forward. You're never left alone to figure it out. I'm right there with you, answering questions real time. The second reason is there's a simple, clear path. I don't throw everything at you and hope something sticks. You'll get a step-by-step roadmap that walks you from where do I start to I've got paying clients in a business that works. So no guesswork. I've taken a lot of courses where it's strictly video, it's self-paced, and maybe there's a Facebook group, and I have real questions and I can't get a real answer, and it's very frustrating. There's not anyone that really understands what I'm trying to accomplish, and so the answers all seem generic. That's not how we roll here. That's not how we roll here. The third way that we're different is that we build your business and your mindset. Most programs skip this part, but I've learned it's not negotiable. If you don't tackle mindset, the fear, the doubt, the imposter syndrome, you're going to get stuck no matter how many strategies you know. And in VA school, we work on both practical skills to grow your business and the confidence and inner strength it takes to keep going when things feel hard. And the fourth thing is tools and the transformation. So you're not just going to walk away with ideas. You're going to have templates, checklists, scripts, and systems you can use to start making money right away. At the end of VA school, you're not just going to have a bunch of information, you'll have a working business and the confidence to grow it. And that's why VA school works when other programs don't. It's live support, a clear plan, mindset coaching, and real world tools all in one place. And this combination is what helps students move past being stuck to take action and see results that actually work. And now that you know why this works, I want to take you inside VA school so that you can see exactly what you get step by step. And I just realized I did not click the slide. There's the slide that we were supposed to be looking at, okay? So live personalized support, a simple, clear path, building your business and your mindset and tools and the transformation. Now I want to show you this roadmap. This is the VA school roadmap. Let's do this. Okay. So this is what's going to take you from where do I start to I have paying clients in a business that works. So module 1, orientation. We start by setting you up for success with a clear plan and easy navigation so you know exactly where to begin. Module 2, we lay the foundation so that you can learn how to think like a business owner, get organized, and build the confidence you need to grow. Module 3, you choose your services, identify skills you already have, and package them into services clients will happily pay for. Module 4, client attraction. Learn exactly how to get clients using simple, proven strategies that work. And you guys, no cold calling, no awkward DMs, none of that. Module 5 is pricing. Setting your rates with confidence using my pricing calculator and scripts for smooth money conversations. Module 6, marketing next steps. Keep new opportunities flowing with easy, consistent marketing that fits your style. Module 7, legal and financial. Set up your business the right way with guidance from trusted experts. My husband comes and speaks. He's a certified public accountant. We have had in the past insurance experts. We have all kinds of resources for you in this module. And then module 8 is website essentials. We teach you how to create a simple professional website that helps you get clients. And we've added a new bonus that I'm going to talk about in a minute that's going to get your website set up right away. Module 9 are all the tools you need to streamline your day-to-day work and keep your projects organized. Module 10 is how you're going to confidently manage clients, stay and grow your business for the long term. So it's all in here, and each module builds on the next, giving you a clear path. And by the end of VA school, you'll know what steps to take. And it's really exciting for me to see people go from not knowing what steps to take to following this map and seeing the landscape that's ahead. Now, one of the most powerful parts of VA school is what happens in study hall sessions. These are not pre-recorded videos or Facebook comments. You get real-time coaching and connection with me and your fellow students. We meet on Zoom 3 times a week, and each session starts with a short focused lesson that you can apply immediately, like how to avoid client mistakes, how to set healthy boundaries, how to prioritize your workday. And then we open the floor for questions. It's either discussions about what to do next or what you're working on. We also open up the tech drawer. So earlier this week, someone was struggling with their website and they shared their screen. We fixed the issue. Other times, people want to know how do I do XYZ, whatever the skill is? How do I add captions to a video? And I'll show you right there live. So think about it as like a classroom, a mastermind, and momentum kind of all rolled into one. And this live support, students say, keep them motivated, get them unstuck, and keep them moving forward without feeling like they're spinning their wheels alone. And this is the key differentiator for VA school is the live support from me. Often I've heard people say, even in the panel yesterday, someone was talking about, I think it was Tori, was talking about a program that she was involved in. And there's the head of the school, and you never get to talk to them. There are other coaches in between, and that's not how it works here. That's not how it works here at all. You have a direct line to me. All right, so I want to talk about the bonuses that are involved. So now that you've seen what's included in the core program, these have been added to keep you moving forward and to build your confidence and also build your skills. That's one of the things that I truly believe is different from other programs, is that as you're building out your own business, you learn the skills that clients need because they need the same things you need, right? They need a website, they need a way to take payment, they need, a way to stay in touch with their clients. They need all of the same processes and procedures. And so by building out your business, you're learning skills real time. So the first bonus you get is called Website in a Box. It's a simple professional template to get your website up and running without a bunch of tech headaches or endless second guessing. It's also going to teach you the basics for WordPress. It's going to teach you how to create a page, how to add an image, how to add a page to the navigation at the top of the website, how to add images, how to connect social media icons. And so it's a 4-module standalone course that at the end of it, you will have your website all set up and you'll know how to support a client with their website. Very exciting. The next bonus is the VA Roadmap Strategy Session. This is a brand new addition to VA School. So each student who signs up for VA School before tonight at midnight will get a 30-minute roadmap session with me. They'll happen in the month of October. We'll send out information beforehand so you can prepare. But at the end of the 30 minutes, you will have a clear roadmap of what you're going to do, which is, a lot of people have different circumstances. Some people are taking care of parents. Some people have kids. Other people lost their job. They need to get a fast start, all of the things. So we'll figure out what's right for you together. The debit card system is the third bonus, and this is one of my favorite bonuses. This system teaches you how to set up client payments so you get paid before the work starts. So no chasing invoices, no awkward conversations about money. And on Tuesday, I did an hour-long session all about the truth about getting paid as a virtual assistant, and that's on YouTube and at the vabusinesshub.com. So if you missed that, check it out, because the way that I teach about money and getting paid is very, very different from all the other VA coaches, and it's worth taking a peek. The next bonus is the Done For You email newsletter system. So here you're going to get, I'm going to teach you how to do an email newsletter for you. And this is another skill that transfers directly to clients. I'm going to take a wild guess, and I'm going to say that of the $1 million I earned as a virtual assistant over 10 years, probably $300,000 of it was doing email newsletters for clients. I did one this morning. It's really very simple. We created the template. The template's included for you in the program. It's a one-click install, very exciting. And then you copy and paste text from the documents they send you into the template, and you work with them to proof it, make sure it's okay, and you send it out. It's very, very simple, and it's a very rewarding way to make to have billable hours and to help clients. The template library is packed with the exact scripts, checklists, and documents I've used to run my own 6-figure business. It's like having a toolkit handed directly to you. There are calculators. There are 4 or 5 Excel calculators that teach you how much to price. They track your income over the course of a year. They project out what your earnings will be. There's also a new client checklist. There's also a script that you send, a template of an email that you send out when you get a new client. So every step of the way, whatever you need for your business is included in these templates. This next bonus I'm very excited about. This is the special training that walks you through the core services that clients are hiring for. So email inbox management, calendar scheduling. It's something that we're working to roll out completely by the end of the year. And our next module is going to be all about video editing, and that will be rolled out by the end of October. And I can't wait to finish that up and give that to you. Video editing can be so much fun when you understand how it works, and pretty straightforward. So we're going to make that for you and get that to you. You'll have live Facebook support for 9 months, so you don't have to do this alone. You can ask questions, share wins, and get support from me and other students. And then one of the things I really want to emphasize is you're going to get unlimited VA School updates. So every time there's new content or we upgrade or improve the program, you'll have lifetime access to this at no extra cost. Now, these bonuses are all about speed, clarity, and support. They give you everything you need so you can stop guessing and start taking action and growing your business step by step. And when you put them together with the core program, you have a complete system for launching and growing your VA business without feeling lost or overwhelmed. Now, before we wrap up, I want to quickly answer a few of the most common questions we get at this point, because I know some of you are still deciding if VA school is right for you. So the one question that I get often is, what if I can't attend live? So no problem. Every single session is recorded and saved for you. You can watch it on your own schedule and never miss a thing. You can even send in questions ahead of time and I'll answer them live for you and give you a timestamp and let you know where you can find the answer to your question. The second question that I get a lot is, what if I've never done anything like this before? VA school is for beginners. We start at the very beginning and guide you step by step. Many successful students started with zero experience and now they're fully booked and thriving. And if you've been in business for a while and you don't have the business you want, it means you skipped a step, and that's okay. And think about the benefit. If you go from, a few billable hours here and there to fully booked out, I think it's completely worth the investment to get that kind of business happening for you. Now, the third objection is, what if it's not the right fit for me? And I get it. You want to feel safe in making your decision. And that's why we offer a full money back guarantee. If you do the work, you don't see the results, you get your investment back. So you have 7 days to do that, 7 days to get your money back. And if you go past the 7 days and you're struggling, reach out to me. I'll meet with you. We'll figure it out. I want to help you make this happen. Okay. So whether you're brand new, you have a busy schedule, or you're just feeling a little nervous, VA school has everything you need to grow your business with confidence. Now, I want to talk about the numbers for a minute. So, because I want you to see how quickly VA school can pay for itself. Your monthly payment is actually, so this says 9 payments of $247 or 1 payment of $1997. And here we go. We just rolled out a new payment plan yesterday, which is a 12-pay option for $197. So what I want you to know is, if you take what I taught you this week and land just one client at a low starting rate, you can make that payment up right away. So here's an example. So if a client pays you $25 an hour for just 5 hours a week, that's $500 a month. And that more than covers your tuition and leaves you extra money besides. And many of my students start here and then they raise the rate. And before long, they're making $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 a month in the stories that you've heard earlier today. And just remember, you're not doing this alone, right? I give you the roadmap, the tools, and the support to build a profitable business step by step. So when you think about this, it's not just an expense, it's an investment in a business that can provide income and freedom for years to come. All right. And I mentioned this. So when you make the decision, I want to make the decision as stress-free and easy as possible. So that's why VA school comes with a 7-day money back guarantee. So how it works is you jump in today, enroll, check out the program, come to study hall, explore the modules, start taking action. And if within the first 7 days you decide it's not a right fit, just let us know and I'll return your payment. No hassle, no hard feelings. All right. And this way you can get started risk-free. The only thing you have to lose really is staying stuck exactly where you are, and enrollment closes tonight at midnight. So after that, the doors close so I can completely focus on supporting the students who said yes. And if you've been waiting for a sign, you can take it that this is it. And I'd love to help you. I'd love to help you join VA school and build the business and the life that you've been dreaming about. And you can do that by going to thevaschool.com, thevaschool.com. Now, before we wrap up, we're going to go into Q&A. So get your questions ready, okay? So I want to tell you about one more special bonus that I've designed to help you get clients fast. Because I know one of the biggest questions on your mind right now is how to get clients. And when you enroll in VA School by midnight tonight, you're going to get access to our Client Attraction Bonus Program. Now, this is not a bunch of videos. This is a live 3-week challenge where I personally guide you step by step through landing your first or your next clients. So here's how it works. Week 1, we meet on Zoom and we grab the low-hanging fruit by reaching out to people you already know and getting started with collecting your contacts together, right? Week 2, we talk about how to build your referral network so that your opportunities multiply and you keep new people coming to you. And then week 3, we set up the client attraction system so clients start coming to you instead of you chasing them. And this bonus alone is worth the cost of VA School, and it's so much fun. We wait about a week or so before we roll it out so you guys can get your feet under you, and then we jump in full force. We meet on Mondays to set up the week and get you going strong. Now, all right, so let's jump into Q&A. So now you've seen everything that's included in VA School, the core program, the live support, the bonuses, and the special client attraction challenge to help you land clients fast. So at this point, I hope you're feeling excited and maybe a little nervous too. And like I said, that's completely normal. So let's take some time to get your questions answered, right? Please do not hold back. I absolutely want you to speak up and let me know what's on your mind, okay? So type your questions in the chat, and it looks like Wendy has already done this. Okay, all right, good. So Wendy says, if you raise your rates, how do you let clients know? Do you send them an email informing them of the upcoming change? How much notice do you give? Great question. Yes. So it depends. It depends, and I'll tell you why. Raising your rates, you absolutely want to do that, absolutely, and you want to be careful because let's say you have 5 clients at $50 an hour, and you want to raise your rate. You want to make sure that you do it in a way that's respectful of your clients and gives them plenty of notice. Because if you're surviving on the money that's coming in, this $50 an hour here, you don't want clients to stop working with you because of the rate increase, right? So what you want to do is, if you're at $50 an hour, what you want to do is you want to raise your rate to $60 an hour for your new clients. Once you have a steady platform of the $60 an hour clients, then you raise the rates of the $50 an hour clients to $60. And then next time you decide to raise your rate, you'll raise it to $70 for your new clients. And you'll do the same thing. So you're building a stepping stone as you go. I have seen students just say, in an email, I'm raising my rates, and things fall apart. You don't want to do that. You want to keep that solid foundation. And that's something we talk about in study hall, because there are situations, there are different situations. Like sometimes clients will know each other, right? And so you'll want to batch them in terms of when and how you tell them, because people talk, right? And you want to look like a fair and honest business person. So sometimes you have to batch people when you raise their rates. So the question is, how much notice do you give? It depends on how big the rate increase, usually 30 days. And if it's an important client and the rate increases is more than $10, then I would have a conversation on the phone or Zoom with the client and talk about it. Most of the time clients are not upset at all with the rate increase. The good clients, the ones that can afford you. All right, good question. All right, what else are you all worrying about and thinking about? Let me know in the chat. There are so many of you. I'm so excited about the attendance here. So it looks like Kara's joined us and Denise has joined us. Wendy is here. There's 2 Wendy's. And Callan is here. Good. So what questions do you have? This is your time, you guys. I'll answer anything you've got. I really am excited for Monday. I've been thinking about it a lot. I love this part of enrollment, where we're bringing new students in and there's so much excitement and nerves and all the things. and I'm really getting prepared for Monday and looking forward to it. VA school is such a delight for me to deliver, to get to know my students, and to give them what they need to have, the experience that they want. And Kara says, I'm excited for Monday too. Yeah. So we're going to start. We're going to have a tour of VA school. I'm going to show you all the ins and outs, how to download the calendar, where the modules are, where to see the replays. There's a bunch of things in the student portal that we didn't really go over. It can be overwhelming, but we have mindset sessions every Monday morning to get everybody lined up and in a great place for the week. We have guest experts that come every single month and talk about all kinds of topics that are very exciting. Denise says, can you review the 5, 10, 15-minute rule again with regard to billing time? I can. So when you're charging by the hour, which is what I recommend, time is money. And it's easy to disregard quick emails, text messages, quick yes, no answers and not charge for them. And it's easy to spend 2 hours doing that and have nothing to show for it. So for me, it's always been critical to charge for all of my time. So I didn't go into this in great detail, but I will go into it right now. So if someone asks me a quick question, yes or no, and it's sort of out of the blue, there are some clients that I'm in a conversation with them all the time. And if they ask me a quick question, I've probably already, what's that word I'm trying to use? I want to say roll up, but that's not the right word. So if someone, for example, if round up, not roll up, round up. Okay. I probably already rounded up my time a little bit. So if it's a quick thing and they are in conversation with me on a regular basis, I've probably already handled it. However, if someone comes out of the blue and asks a yes, no question, I charge them for 5 minutes. If someone comes and asks me a quick question and I need to use my brain, I need to think about the answer, it's 10 minutes. If I need to open an application, it's 15 minutes, or however much time it takes, right? However much time it takes. So if I open an application and it's something relatively quick, but it takes 20 minutes, I bill them for 20 minutes. So that way, you're really accounting for all of your time. Yeah. So Wendy says, can you please clarify on how you let clients know about the rate increase, not the significant increase where you would speak directly to a client, but a smaller increases of about $10. You can send an email. You can send an email. Yeah, you just want to be careful. When I've raised my rates, I don't send out a blanket email. I send the emails directly to the clients. I write the emails. The emails are mostly the same, but have you ever received an email where someone just says, I received one this week. So I'm a customer of Kajabi, and they just increased the price of Kajabi for people at, course creators, $1,000 a year. It's like a 25% increase. And they sent it out. I don't think they had an event to explain it. They just sent it out. And the feeling that I got from that email was like, so sad, too bad, we're doing this. And I didn't really love that. I really didn't love that. There was no warning, and it's effective, the next time. I actually don't remember all the details, but it really didn't sit well with me. So you want to make sure that that you're doing it in a way that respects. See, the thing is when you raise your rates, you're raising your rates, but you're also raising your clients' operating expenses. And so you want to think about that, right? And that's not to say you shouldn't raise your rates, but I wouldn't say effective immediately, my rates are going up to $50 an hour. I would say, I love working with you. My rates are going up, oh, here's the other thing. My rates are going up in January or, November 1st, wherever it is. You don't have to wait till January. And this is how much the rates will be. Now, the other thing that I have always done for clients is I've let them buy as many hours at the old rate as they want to. So because people prepay my time. So if my rates are going from $50 to $60 an hour and a client wants to buy 20 hours of my time, I give that option to them. And so that way, if they want to make the investment, I know the rates are going up after that. I get a big chunk of money and they feel like they have some runway. So that's something that I recommend absolutely doing. Okay. So let me know if that makes sense. So Chiku says, is there a setup cost? Tell me what you mean by that, a setup cost. A setup cost for what? And I'm happy to answer that. So how many of you here went to the Zoom call last night? We had a lot of fun. There were a bunch of people there, and we had a good time. And we're going to have a Zoom call tonight at 7 o'clock. And so this is going to be another working session where you can bring your questions, talk about your services, any is this good enough questions, and I'll coach you through. Oh, good, Wendy. Good. I'm glad that was a good answer for you. Yeah. So definitely, yeah, Kara was there. Me, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. It's fun to talk shop, isn't it? I'm such a geek that way. I love talking about, work and clients and all that. All right. So Crystal says, with the debit card system, is there a breakdown of the hours for the clients to review? No, I do not provide a breakdown of the work, because if you think about it this way, here's an example. My client, Diane, she asked me to do her newsletter, and she got an email last week and it told her how many hours she had, right? And then next week on Monday, she'll get an email telling her how many hours, and she knows the work that we did. She knows if it's reasonable. Honestly, most of my clients that I've had for a long time, they don't worry about the time. They trust me. They know I'm providing good work, and they're not doing that. And so they're not worried about it. But no, I don't recommend doing that. It's a lot of extra work that you would need to do on your own time. I have had 2 clients who wanted me to do that. And I knew that before I let them hire me, and I did it, and I charged them for the time to do it. So you definitely don't need to do that. Yeah. A lot of times VAs spend time doing this extra busy work, and it's because they're afraid that the client's going to be upset, or the client, they make up a lot of what ifs about what the client is thinking that it's just not necessary. So a lot of what VA school does is it saves you a lot of time and energy. Like yesterday, someone didn't show up for a Zoom call, and my student was really upset, and she didn't know what to do. Should she follow up? All the things. And we talked it out. And so now she has a plan of how she's going to handle it. Yeah, good. Good. All right. So tonight at 7 o'clock, you guys will get an email. It's the same Zoom room as last night. If you downloaded the calendar for the Launchpad, that Zoom link will be on your calendar right now. And so if you're considering VA school, if you've already signed up, I hope you'll come and get a feel for the support that you'll receive inside the program. Now, just a reminder, enrollment closes tonight at midnight. I'd love to see you at 7 o'clock to welcome you into VA school. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. I'll see you tonight at 7. Bye for now.